This is Hannah. I've been watching her videos since 2020 and her channel brightened my pandemic years. Yes, years. She creates these beautiful rural vlogs, finding projects to do in her cottage, in her van, now in her new homestead. Hannah is most definitely resourceful. It has been inspiring to watch her do her thing. I'm having trouble watching Hannah's videos without having an anxiety crisis. Don't get me wrong, it's not her content. It's still beautiful, it's still fun to watch. But the more I watch it, the more I realize that I will never have her life. The urge I get to find myself a place in the woods, it's not gonna be met anytime soon. Every time I watch her videos, I research properties and vans, and every time reality hits me in the chest, that will never be you. It's not me being pessimistic, I don't think, or negative, or, I'm not defeated, but I can't imagine a way of being successful enough at anything that I could possibly do to be able to afford a life like hers. Because Hannah is one in millions, and I'm the millions. I create content for the internet since 2015. I was able to consistently post on Instagram for quite a while, but only got somewhat rewarded for 1 year or so. So over the years, I was able to grow my Instagram to 189k, and then I lost 25k, and I made 0 cents from it. I did sell a few of my art products, but not in a significant amount. I did get jobs from clients who saw my work and found my work on Instagram, and that's like indirect income in a way, and that was great. That was really great, but no compensation directly from Instagram whatsoever, meaning free labor. Hi, it's Danny the editor here. I just wanted to add that it's not only free labor, but also extra labor, because if I'm not getting paid directly from the platform, then I'm gonna have to do the work for the platform and the work for the clients, the work that will become the art products that I mentioned. So it's more work added to free labor. In 2016, which was the year after I started posting content and consistently growing, Instagram had a huge change in the algorithms, and my growth just dropped immediately and dramatically. I was able to crawl up to 189k with a lot of effort, and then I had a burnout. So in 2020, I almost quit drawing. I got really close, like really close. I stopped drawing for a long time, and I didn't miss it, to be honest. It would give me shivers just to think about picking up a pencil and trying to draw. That's just how bad it was. Not only I lost my lifelong passion, which would be bad enough on itself, but I also developed some sort of phobia. So what happened? I talked a lot about my burnout experience on this channel already. If you haven't watched it, I'm gonna link the videos up here in the cards and in the description below. But basically what happened is that I didn't have the energy, emotional and physical and mental, to adapt to the algorithms, the new algorithms, the algorithms that kept changing. Because I was already exhausted, overworking myself to see absolutely no improvement in reach, in follows, in engagement. I was basically creating content for a company without getting compensated by them in any way. Let's talk about social media and capitalism. If you watch The Social Dilemma, you probably know a lot of what I'm about to say. So, social media started as a place to connect with your friends and family and see what we're up to, right? But it quickly developed into kind of a virtual mall. Windows of the shop? We have a name for this. I can't recall. New algorithms were created to optimize the experience of the user, making it more personalized to their tastes and interests. But that also means that algorithms are optimized for profit, of course. As Social Dilemma makes clear, the user is not the platform's client. The brands are. Brands pay for advertisement in those platforms, and they pay big money. The more we buy, the more these brands put their money into these platforms, and so the more the platforms will prioritize their clients, not their users. It's not our fault that we're buying, it's just capitalism. It's me again. I want to make this part very clear. It's not about blaming the consumer. We are inserted in this culture, in this society that is always telling us that having this or that is what makes a person successful, is what makes a person actually valuable. So we are inserted in this very material culture where having things is what kind of defines us. So it's not our fault, it's what we have been fed. And I'm gonna touch a little bit on that later in this video. When you create for social media, you are not just a user. You are actually competing with all sorts of brands and all sorts of creators, even celebrities and television networks. That competition could never be fair, could it? And that's what it is, competition. That's how capitalism likes it. Now, as a user, the algorithms know the things we pay attention to and they exploit it for profit. Not much different from a lot of the marketing we see outside social media, but they were able to optimize this on-demand, personalized system of the algorithms. So when they say that the algorithms know you better than you know yourself, that is true, unfortunately. And also, what was supposed to be a very democratic place just became more of the same, but worse. As both user and creator, our mental health couldn't not be affected by this. I remember feeling bad about myself while flipping through the pages of a magazine, and now that feeling is 1 inch from my face all day, every day. So the worship of the perfect life, the perfect body, the perfect beaches around the world, the private jets, this impossible lifestyle just on display at any given moment, selling you stuff you definitely don't need, be it an object or the idea of a lifestyle that is success. It is always manipulating us into wanting things that we wouldn't want otherwise, to follow accounts that we wouldn't want to follow. Competing as a regular non-celebrity creator with this mechanism in place makes it impossible. So here's the thing. Here's my message for you. You don't suck. If you are, like me, a regular creator and you're having a hard time staying motivated, growing your account, getting some attention to your work, know this. It's not your content. It's not you. It's them. They want us to produce in quantities. They want us to overwork, to add to the noise. They want us feeling like we're the problem, with low self-esteem, blaming ourselves, because that way we accept the system and we don't fight against it. So if we are the problem, then the problem is not on the outside world, it's inside. it's me. We become passive, and the problem is individualized to the user or to the regular creator, while the actual villain remains invisible behind the curtains. Capitalism needs us beaten, with our heads down, blaming ourselves for our failure, never blaming the system, never actually doing anything to change it. It wants us to believe that there is no alternative. You play the game or you go hungry. Like everything in this capitalist society, only a few chosen ones are allowed to succeed or have the means to succeed, and then they become examples. Like, if that person was able to do that, then I should be able to do that too. Enters meritocracy. And even those who are considered successful don't always get to an actual comfortable point where they can choose how and where they want to live and actually enjoy their lives. This job on the internet, it's precarious. Influencers and content creators are not entrepreneurs. Some can be, but one thing does not mean the other. Content creators are self-employed, but not really. They respond to a big tech company that gives them no benefits, no health insurance, no vacations, nothing of the sorts, no benefits at all. And they barely compensate you financially. It's an unstable job. Read anxiety. I see Hannah bending herself backwards to make interesting new videos, to, finding new projects to do, and new homes and new places where she brings us along in our van. And it seems like a perfect life. It seems like the kind of life you'd be jealous of. And yes, she is more privileged than this Brazilian girl. She can buy her equipment for a lot cheaper than we can here in Brazil. She can buy cars for a lot cheaper also. She can probably buy properties for cheaper. And she can buy her supplies to do her projects and remodel her places for a lot cheaper. So that cannot be compared to my life personally. However, I know her life isn't perfect. She is successful on YouTube, but she's still responding to Google. And Google has the power to completely destroy her channel, her whole channel, and all her work with one click, leaving her with nothing. Let's hope that doesn't happen. But Google could do that. And that could happen to any of us. They dictate the rules. They change the rules whenever it pleases them, whenever they see fit. And there's not much we can do about it. Actually, we can't do anything about it. Remember, we are not their clients. Whatever is working or isn't working for the companies who inject money on these platforms, that's what they're gonna do. However, yes, there is an alternative. We can educate ourselves and others about the system that we're living in. For starters, I would like to recommend a book that is called Capitalist Realism by Mark Fisher. If you're not much of a reader, I will link other videos that discuss the content of the book in the description. And I was able to find videos in English, in Portuguese, in Spanish, and in French. So yeah, just take a look. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I was able to convince you that you don't suck. I hope I was able to convince you that you are not the problem. The system we live in is the problem. And I would love to hear from you. Please feel free to continue the discussion in the comments. And if you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Share with your friends who are also regular creators. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. Bye bye, beijos. Let's just take a moment to appreciate my beautiful patrons. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for supporting my work.